I believe investigative journalism is one of the powerful tools that can help hold leaders to account, and in our region, leaders needed to be really hold accountable. The story of Rwanda, for example, with the genocide in 1994, one of the key players was a radio station that fueled hatred across the country. If you don't invest in quality, in professional journalism, what can be the consequences? Gilbert is a journalist, investigative journalist from Burundi. I've been doing media consultancy for almost 7-8 years. I'm a media researcher and I'm a writer. I'm coming from a region that has suffered a lot from civil wars and conflict. I remember when I was in what you call here grade 1, the civil war started in Burundi. It ended when I finished secondary school. Then there was some hope that, we were going to have some peace, and and then I entered journalism immediately after campus. And then after 3 years, the country sank again in a political crisis. I was forced to quit the country. But always, if you look at it from the regional angle, anything that happens in one of the country, East African reflex, which is Burundi, Rwanda, DRC. If anything happens in one of the 3 countries, always ends up affecting the other countries, the entire region. And that is the reason why, by the way, I'm very convinced by doing investigative journalism, because I believe it's the only one kind of journalism that can hold leaders to account. I published a book in 2021. It's a book on how political leaders, especially at that time it was the presidential couple, how they were using Christianity. African societies were very religious, so they were using Christianity to manipulate the people, the mass, to push their political agenda. Imagine the president organizing crusades and the police and the army were killing people on the field. I believe investigative journalism is one of the powerful tools that can help hold leaders to account, and in our region, leaders needed to be really hold accountable. In our region, it's even almost impossible to practice investigative journalism, because even in Ukraine, the model that we came up is a model that is to protect journalists that are on the field. If you publish an investigative story and you put the name of the journalist who is behind the story and he's inside the country, don't know what will happen the following day. The journalists who are working with in Coalition Media Hub, they have set profiles. Maybe because of the context they work in, it was difficult for them to have that chance to do investigative journalism. One, because they are in a very hostile environment, so it's very difficult for them, even risky to do it. So, and Ukul came up with a model that can allow them to practice investigative journalism. And I can see how they are growing from the beginning when we started interacting. Now for 2 years, I can see how they are growing and how they are also becoming addicted to investigative journalism. Let's say you are always vulnerable when you are alone. Other than publishing 10 stories done by 10 journalists and none of the stories can make an impact, you better put the 10 journalists together, they do one story, but that can bring some change. I learned about Fojo, I think it was from an event that happened here in Nairobi. It was between 2022 and 2023 concerning sustainable journalism. The conference was held in Sweden, Gothenburg. The first time for me to meet such a huge number of investigative journalists, in terms of thousands. I think it was more than 2,000 journalists. But it was so refreshing to see that you are like an army across the world, behind same purpose and same cause. I left the conference very inspired. After that's when I started drafting our project. I got in contact with a foundation, a Belgian foundation called King Broadway Foundation that promotes journalism, among other projects in Africa. It's so hard to get someone to trust you when you don't have results. And the foundation trusted me. That is how I got some financial support to start the project of World Coalition Media Hub. I've been there for less than 2 years. Recently, we were nominated by Reporters Without Borders in 2 categories. One in independence of journalism, the other was on investigative journalism in Africa. And we have done stories that has brought some changes in the region. We did a story on illegal traffic of cocoa between Congo and Uganda. And after we saw authorities taking measures to protect farmers, to fight the illegal taxes that were behind the traffic, our mission is to be a support system and journalists in the media in the region. My message to Foyo and Sharm Africa is, first of all, to thank them because of their support, their partnership. I think I started interacting with them when World Coalition Media Hub was still an idea, and now it's something tangible. I don't know if you know the story of the genocide in Rwanda. There was one of the key players was a radio station that was fueling the hatred across the country, spreading propaganda. So can you imagine if you don't invest in quality in professional journalism, what can be the consequences?